Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Adoran region. I'm your host, Adoran himself, and we have reached the weekend. That is right. Today is Saturday, and on Saturday, which today is the 7th, we are going to open up a special pack because, like we do on weekends. So on Sundays, as you may know, if you've been watching the series the entire time, which, by the way, the playlist is in the description below, I have been opening up Pokemon packs on Sunday. On Saturday, however, since we haven't been on the Saturday yet, I'm opening up something special. So I want to open up a larger pack because all of these previous packs have been 5-card packs. I want to open up a larger one, and in this case, we're opening up a really large one. We are opening up a 2017 Megaton pack. This pack has, as you can see, 16 cards a pack. I don't recall off the top of my head anything really valuable today that's still in these, but it's obviously going to be really fun to open up one of these packs. So 16 cards in every pack. There's a secret rare, an ultra rare, a super rare, a regular rare, and 12 common cards. So let us go through, and we might as well get to opening this. So I'm excited to see what's in this. I don't remember, because when I really started getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Was roughly last year. So these 2017 packs are a bit old for that. Oh, look at how many cards are in there. Just so you can see how many cards are inside that pack. It is going to be interesting to see what's inside here, and if I recognize anything, or if I am completely lost. So, put the 2017 pack right over there, and all we have to do now, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go backwards from this, just because I don't want to spoil anything yet. So you guys can see what's already there. I'll spoil the rare, I suppose, just because I think the rare is in the back of these packs. That's another one, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's the rare. So you might have already seen that, but the big cards haven't been spoiled. So the first common, Dynamist Ankleos. Not really sure. That's a pendulum monster. Once while this card is in your pendulum zone, you can negate an activated card effect that targets another Dynamist card you control, then destroy this card. Banish any monster destroyed by battle with the Dynamist monster you control. As I mentioned before in previous episodes, I don't know much about pendulum monsters, and I think 2017 was before Lynx came out. I don't recall if Lynx were there when these Megatons were out. So yeah, that's the case right there. So let me move. See if I can put this still on screen. So let's put this card right over here as we get into the second card, which you've already seen. Assault Blackwing Sohaya, the Rainstorm. Really cool card with a Blackwing card. Obviously, you gotta love the Blackwing cards. So Wing Beast Synchro with the effect. It's a tuner with one or more non-tuner monsters, so it's pretty generic. If this card is synchro summoned using a Blackwing monster as material, it is treated as a tuner while face up on the field. You can only use each of these effects of the card once per turn. When you discard a synchro summon, you can target one Assault Blackwing monster in your graveyard, special summon it. During your main phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can banish one other Assault Blackwing card from your graveyard and special summon this card. Cool. You'll have to tell me if this is an extremely good card or not. I just love the Blackwing cards, and I think this card art looks really cool with the electricity, just trying to shoot it out. And then the Rainstorm, it fits with that. So, as we set this on back, next one is a trap card, Cypher Bit. So it looks like it's for Galaxy Eyes. Target one Galaxy Eyes or Cypher XZ monster you control. Attach this card to it as a material, and if you do, the next time it would be destroyed by battle or card effect this turn, it is not destroyed. So it looks like it's just for this turn, so it's not particularly a great card, but hey, it's an interesting card nevertheless. I'm of the mindset that cards typically have their place, and there's always that one instance, you'll see this all the time in different metas, where a card that's garbage in one situation is fantastic in the next. So Deskbot 009, machine with the effect, once per turn during your main phase 1, you can make this card gain attack equal to the combined attack of all Deskbot monsters you currently control except this card until the end of your opponent's turn. I think that's the effect for most of these. I'm not 100% sure. Only this card can attack the turn this effect is activated. That makes sense. If this card battles, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated until the end of the damage step. If this card would be destroyed by battle or effect, you can destroy one Despot card you control instead. Interesting card. How many stars is this? This is a 9-star monster? 4. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. 9-star monster right there. So I guess it's good for 9-star XE summonings and stuff like that. It doesn't look like it's particularly easy to summon, though. There's no special summoning or anything like that. So, next card. Shinobird Crane. It's a winged beast spirit with the effect cannot be special summoned. Once per turn, if another spirit monster... Oh, these are spirit monsters. Got it. If another spirit monster is normal special summon while this monster is on the field, you can draw one card. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card was normal summoned or flip face up this turn, return it to the hand. That's the main thing. I think all spirit monsters do that. I've never really understood the spirit archetype too much, but it's there. Cool. So we can move this here, and that moves on to. I know we probably can't see all the cards in the background, looking real fancy. Destruction Sword Memories. I don't know why I said sword like that. Discard one Destruction Sword card, special summon one Buster Blader monster from your deck. You banish this card from your graveyard, fusion summon one Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman from your extra deck by banishing fusion monsters listed on it from your graveyard. This is a really cool card for Buster Blader, I suppose. Yeah, pretty cool. Paleozoics. I know this card was really good in Duel Links when I was playing. It's probably still good in Duel Links now, to tell you the truth. Target one banished card, return it to the graveyard. Once per turn, when the trap card is activated while this card is in your graveyard, special summon this as a normal monster, an Aqua Water level 2, 1200 attack, 0 defense, not treated as a trap card. If summoned this way, this card is unaffected by monster effects, also banish it when it leaves the field. Very cool. I know most Paleozoics do the same sort of thing, where they're trap cards that are actually monsters, and there are all sorts of ways to swarm the field with them. So, next card is a fusion card, Ancient Gear Howitzer. A machine fusion with the effect of 2 ancient gear monsters, unaffected by other card effects. During your main phase, you can inflict 1,000 damage to your just straight up 1,000 damage, alright? You can only use this effect once per turn. If this card is destroyed by the battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one ancient gear monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Okay, so if this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, that's a really good way of getting out Ancient Gear Golem, Ancient Gear Ultimate Golem Ultimate Pound, I think is the better version of it, or something like that. That's a really cool card. It's really cool, actually. Just for 2 ancient gear monsters, that's got to be easy to get. And by fusion summoning it, and I know there's an ancient gear version of the polymerization card, and so yeah, this has got to be an easy monster to get out. And again, tell me everything that you know about these cards, because I'm basically, think of me as a newbie trying to get back into the game. So I don't know what any of these cards. I could be talking about a card that's broken, and I'd probably look at it and be like, oh, that looks like a normal card. Speaking of normal cards, Shinobird Power Spot, continuous spell card. Spirit monster you control gain 500 attack and defense. If a face-up wind monster you control returns to your hand, you can add one spirit monster or ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. So this is really good because spirit monsters, I think by default, all of them go back to your hand. So it's an easy way of getting more spirit monsters or ritual spells from your deck to your hand. And if you're playing a pure spirit deck, then I assume that your hand is just gonna be full of spirit monsters. So really cool. We go into another common, Crystron Precitorol. Sounds like turtle over there. It is a turtle, yeah. Machine with the effect, you can target one face-up card you control. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn. Except machine type synchro monsters, also destroy that card. And if you do, special summon one Crystron Tuner from your deck. Alright. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one Crystron monster from your deck. You can only use one of these card effects per turn, and only once that turn. Okay. I see where this card is going. It's really good for when synchros were a big deal. I don't know if it's as good of a deal right now, just because everything is based on if links showed up. So, next card. Simp Amplifier. This is for Symphonic Warriors. I remember these. Each time an effect of a Symphonic Warrior card is activated, place one Symphonic counter on this card. One of the effects resolves. All Symphonic Warrior monsters gain 100 attack for each counter on this card. Once per turn, you can remove 5 or 7 counters from your field. Apply the effect depending on the number. 5, inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each monster card on the field, the Symphonic Warrior card on the field. And 7 counters, banish cards your opponent controls and or in the graveyard up to the number of warrior cards on the field. Okay. The 5 counter one doesn't really sound that good. At most, even I don't know if there's a link monster for Symphonic monsters, but at most that'll do for 5 counters. It'll do 300 times 6, which is 1,800 damage. That's decent. Nothing really crazy. The banishing cards, however, could be really big depending on how many you have on the field. So it's a field spell card, by the way. I didn't mention that. Next up, Digital Bug Corbage. Corbage? Not really sure. Also, I don't have space here for this card, so I'm gonna move the pack out of the way. You guys know what pack this is. I'm just gonna put that right there. Cool. Digital Bug Corbage, an insect XZ monster with the effect. Starts off with 2 or more level 5 light insect type monsters. That's very specific. You can also XZ summon this card by detaching 2 XZs from a rank 3 or 4 insect type XZ monster you control, then using that XZ monster as the XZ material. And then material from that one become material for this one. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XZ monster from this card, or XZ material from this card, then target 1 defense position monster your opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck. Once per turn, if the battle position of a monster on the field is changed, except during the damage step, you can attach 1 insect monster from your graveyard to this card as an XZ material. Okay, so that's really good to keep it supplied with XZ materials. Otherwise, this card is just a 2200 beat stick, or 2200 vanilla monster or whatever. So, I think we're getting into the cool stuff now. And we're going to start off here with Metamorphormation. There we go. It's a field spell card, which is kind of difficult to see. All Metal Foes monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense, while a Metal Foes card is in your Pendulum Zone. Metal Foes are monsters you control, except effect monsters are unaffected by your opponent's card effects. It's a cool effect. Next card is a trap card, Dimensional Barrier. This is a really cool card. Dimensional Barrier. Declare 1 monster card type, Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, XZ, or Pendulum. For the rest of the turn, neither player can special summon monsters of the declared type. Also, negate the effects of all monsters of that type while they are on the field. You can only activate this card once per turn. I think this is a really good card. Don't quote me on that. But I believe this is a really, really good card. Just because if you know what type of deck your opponent's running, if they run like a lot of fusions, or if they run a lot of XZs or Pendulum, you can use this card as a way of basically negating that. Now, the downside, of course, is that it's a trap card, which makes it difficult to get out on the field and activate it. But yeah, you could really stop a person if they don't have back row destruction from summoning out whatever they really need. So if you know you're going up against what would really need, I don't know off the top of my head, Stardust, I suppose, if we're going all the way back. Let's say you're going up against a Stardust and they obviously have a bunch of Synchro monsters. If you declare the monster type of Synchro, now they can't special summon Synchro monsters, and that might really just shut them down. So I think this card is really, really good. Don't quote me on that, but it might be. Speaking of Stardust, I didn't actually know this was going to be the case. Stardust Seer Divine Dragon. What a card right there. Look at this artwork. And it's got stars going all the way out. Way too many stars. Actually, how many is that? Give me a second. I'll count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-star monster. Just your generic 12-star monsters that you got in here. So one tuner synchro monster and 2 or more non-tuner synchro monsters. So you need 3 synchros. That's a lot of synchros. This card better be broken at that point. Must be synchro summoned, cannot be special summoned by other ways. The first time each card you control would be destroyed each turn by battle or card effect, it is not destroyed. Oh, so basically, unless somebody aims at your card multiple times, your field is staying the same. That sounds like a really good effect. Battle card effect is not destroyed once per turn during either player's turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can negate it, destroy 1 card on the field. Bam, just like that. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 level 8 or lower Stardust monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So if you get this card in your graveyard, despite the fact that it's got a protection, despite the fact that it's basically just going willy-nilly Thanosing everything, and this card somehow ends up in the graveyard, you just pick a level 8 or lower Stardust monster in your graveyard and special summon it by tossing this card out the window. Like, that's a really cool effect. So I can definitely see this card it's really tough to get out, but if you can get it, it looks like it's a really good card. And finally, our rare is Metal Foes. I gotta read this. Volflame, I think. Yep. Pendulum monster with 8 scales on there. Once per turn, you can target 1 other face-up card you control, destroy it, and if you do, set 1 Metal Foes spell or trap card directly from your deck. And it's a vanilla monster, as you can see by the top here. So let's read the flavor text. It's a Psychic Pendulum. Roasting red rockets boost its blazing bright blast burners to the liquefied lava levels. Vanquisher of the Vanisher. I like the alliteration that they did there. RRR, BBBBB, LLVV. Yeah, just going across. 2400 attack, 2000 defense. Looks like a really cool looking card. Looks like I thought for a second those were spoons right there, but guess not. Cool. So you can see here the different cards that we have. Some of them are popping off the screen. Try to get this all on the same screen. Hopefully you guys can see everything, or if not, just scroll back at the end of the video. That was a 2017 Megatin pack. I know Dimensional Barrier. I feel like I've heard the Dimensional Barrier is really good. Go ahead and tell me if any of the other cards here are really, really good, or if this pack is a complete dud. Thank you very much for watching and supporting the Adoran region in any way, shape, or form that we do. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we shall take care.